Thank you, Madam President. Senators, the concurrent resolution that's before you will establish a legislative interim committee. This committee would consider and recommend a process for adopting new content standards for Idaho schools. This process should consider the time necessary for the new content standards review and implementation. It should include the preparation of testing for the new content standards and supportive instructional materials. The interim committee would report its findings, recommendations, and any proposed legislation to the legislature. The question I believe that most of us are asking is why? Why a committee to establish new content standards? We know that the legislature has struggled to find common ground. We know from the many emails of the opposition to what people refer to as Common Core standards. And most recently, you should have received many of the hundreds plus emails I have from the education community in support of the Idaho content standards. We don't agree on the content standards. So, isn't it imperative that we work together to make every effort to make education better? To find that commonality? I can easily answer yes. How do we get the current factions to work together for the benefit of our students, their parents, and the education community as a whole? I believe this resolution is the first step in making this happen. The legislature needs to come together and develop a process, a timeline, and a direction for the creation and implementation of new content standards that all Idaho can get behind. The legislature needs to help bring us back to the basics and provide a new educational foundation, a foundation that will promote advanced learning, that will challenge our students and parents, one that will encourage their participation and acceptance of their responsibilities. I believe that the legislature can do it. I believe that we need to do it. This task is not an easy one. It will take our best efforts, our best minds. It will take a considerable amount of time and funding in the long run. Is it worth it? Yes. Our children are worth it. Our teaching community is worth it. We can do it. We can do it in the Idaho way if we are willing to cooperate and listen to each other. I am bringing this resolution in the spirit of compromise to improve education. 14 years ago, I volunteered to be on the Education Committee. I haven't regretted it. My mother instilled in me a love for learning, and I believe it hasn't left me. I enjoy reading, learning, and trying new things. I feel that education is the center of our families, our communities, our state, and our nation. Without it, we struggle. I have developed a deep appreciation for the many educators who help us meet the challenges of educating our children. They work very hard and deserve our cooperation and our best efforts. Let's start anew with content standards, new content standards, and give our best efforts to them. In conclusion, I have a placard on my desk at the office that my office staff gave me a good many years ago, because I have said it so often, that best represents my sentiments. It reads like this: the best way to get something done is to begin. Let's begin. Debate is open.